turn now. It's our turn now.
All right, here we go.
Oh, no.
We got a fumble. We got a fumble.
He's down.
All right, 7-9 media in, scooping up the fumble, running it back for
Hey,
6.
Tiger doesn't stay down long, though. He gets back up.
Well, hey, that's our first time fumbling Tiger Woods off the start of the show, but welcome to Section 325 podcast. We're excited to be here. We have a great story, a Zags story at a Zags game where they lost their first home game, and I don't remember how many games it is now. I forget but LMU came in. 76 home games. And we have a special guest here, Mark Butera, who is a LMU graduate and fan, and we're going to share that story and bring him on. And then we also have Mark's sons here who own Paradox. Paradox, help me out, guys. Paradox Studios, and talk about some of the projects they're doing. But
yeah, I'm looking forward to this because it's a little bit of a twist. We don't not as much of a sport focus, but we'll challenge them a little bit.
Hey,
with their sports knowledge.
You and I, we're more than just sports guys. Okay,
no one's ever told me that before.
One of us is tall, dark, and handsome, and then there's Zach. So
nobody's ever told me that before. I'm not more than that.
You're more than sports. Yes, you are, Zach. We're pumping everybody up today, so we're excited for the show. But let's get into it. Has this been madness?
Big
March
weekend.
Madness?
Big weekend. Man.
Big weekend.
It's been madness. Let's just first talk about your pick. How are they doing? How's it looking?
So the only reason Zach's bringing this up, I don't know if everybody knows this, but we have a bet. Whoever has the worst bracket in a March Madness will have to color his hair blonde. So right now I picked Purdue to win it all. Obviously Purdue got upset on Friday.
Just going to throw it out there. My mom picked that upset.
She did.
Yeah, she did. She did. It doesn't take an expert.
You were immediately texting me I could feel your laughter through your text.
I think I was just more joyful. I was just joyful that I that much closer to not having to color my hair blonde. So
I don't know.
We'll see. I don't know if it's official yet.
People are telling me I need to get it professionally done or it's going to turn orange and it'll ruin my hair. But I'm worried about professionally because I want it out within a week.
Right.
So there's got to be something
We'll see. We're going to hold you to it.
Yeah. I'll do it.
Yeah, a lot of madness.
Bet is a bet. But hey, it's not over.
What was your biggest... I don't know. I mean, of course, the Purdue game, 16 seed beating a 1.
Purdue game was huge. Kansas losing was not a huge shock. I think
Arkansas.
I think Arkansas's.
Did you see that coach for Arkansas
whip his shirt off?
Yeah, man,
dude,
that's a man right there.
That's a man.
I want to see other coaches do that. I want to see
whip their shirt off.
Yeah, I want to see other coaches do that.
Well,
I want to see more coaches do that. I want to see Andy Reid do that.
I'd rather see some of the the sideline reporters whip their shirts off, not really the head coaches.
Jeez, Jim Nantz.
Jim Nantz. I bet you Jim Nantz would whip his shirt off.
I mean, he has the best
Charles
life.
Barkley?
He's got the best life. He gets to announce March Madness for 3 weeks, then he gets to go announce the Masters after.
Is Barkley the most entertaining guy on TV?
Besides myself, I maybe. Maybe. We'll see. But,
okay.
Anyway.
All right, let's get into it. We got 16 teams left. What was the biggest... Wait, first, before we get into that, what was the biggest upset for you? What game were you
another one that I had was Arizona. Arizona and Princeton. I had Arizona only going to the Sweet 16, so I didn't have them going super far, but I had them winning a couple nights before.
We both talked about that.
Yeah.
I talked about it on the last podcast. You said, what teams are you most excited? I said Purdue and Arizona. Both gone.
I changed it.
Hair's turning blonde. It's going to be bad. But I still got a shot. I got 2 picks going to the Final Four still. I've got Houston and Alabama.
Houston was a good pick. I didn't think they would last throughout this week. So
I picked all. I realized after we had started that I picked all the number 1 seeds to go to the Final Four.
that never happens.
It did last year.
Did it really?
It was last year or year before. All number 1 seeds went.
Yeah,
might have been the year
Baylor, Duke. Yeah, Baylor.
Yeah,
Duke,
it might have been the year.
Yeah. UCLA.
Yeah. But speaking of UCLA, that's the Zags' next appointment. What a huge win over TCU because they got bullied in that first half.
That was a good win. I don't know much about TCU, but after watching them, they have that Miles Jr. guy. He was really good. They seem like a really good team. They seem like the toughest 6 seed. Kentucky was good too.
It seemed like after Anton got rim checked on the 2-handed dunk that they really stepped it up.
I was texting. I think it was you guys pretty upset about that, but then he redeemed himself right after. 2
more dunks after that.
He needed to do that.
Dunks.
He needed to do that because that was not pretty.
No, I think he got a little. I think he thought he had it easy and relaxed. I don't know what happened, but
I mean, of course, I can speak on that because of course I can dunk just like him. So
yeah. Well, yeah, you remember we're talking about your vertical being just 0.5 inches less than the guy out of Florida.
Than a credit card.
Well, no, the guy out of Florida, he had a 40.5 inch vertical.
Oh gosh.
At the NFL combine.
Oh gosh, Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, Richardson.
Yeah.
We were talking about the Seahawks maybe picking that guy.
We'll see.
There are a lot of insiders are saying that's a Pete Carroll guy right there.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll get to the Seahawks.
I've got Alabama, Texas, and UConn still in it in my Final Four.
I know.
So
It's not looking good for me.
But the Zags played well. I thought Malachi Smith played really well. Really was impressed by him.
Off the bench, the sixth man of the year.
I'm surprised he doesn't play more. You know,
why doesn't he play more?
Well, they've got what number 11? What's his name?
The guard,
starting guard.
Yes,
always played ahead of him.
I was yelling to pull him out of the game.
Maybe.
I was like, he's hurting the team, and then all of a sudden he hits 3 straight 3-point or 3 out of 4.
Yep,
3-pointers. Got some steals. The guy turned it on.
Yeah, he did.
He was upset when because he couldn't hit. He couldn't throw it in the ocean basically, and I felt like he was hurting.
Timmy turned it on too. Of course, I mean you knew he was going to do that, but man,
Timmy single-handedly got those guys in foul trouble. They were hacking.
They were
early on.
They were,
but something happened in the game, and I don't know if you noticed it, but I did. They started calling like some questionable calls on the Zags. I mean, just emphatically like, "Oh, that's a charge!" Like the ref got it.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a quick reaction to that. He was pissed at him. Yeah,
yeah, it was weird.
I always wonder why refs are so reactive to charge calls. They're so into it.
Just go to an NIC
It's like
game.
they look forward to it.
They're very arrogant. They like to wear the extra tight shirts, get arrogant, and they think that they're really cool out on the court. And I just look at them like, you guys, nobody's here to watch you guys. We're here to yell at you guys.
I had my AAU basketball coach growing up. He was a NBA ref.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
His son is a college basketball ref now, so he's going to be.
Did he ever make
my
some
best
bets?
friend growing up?
Make some bets and some questionable
No, but he knew that guy really well.
Yeah.
And he refed the Malice in the Palace game.
No way.
Yeah. Yep. If you watch it, you could see him running for his life.
Wow. Dude, I remember
Not to get
that
hit by
game.
Those guys.
There was punches being thrown by everybody that game.
Oh, man.
Fans,
Ben Wallace.
players.
Oh, man.
Wasn't not just Ben Wallace. Who was the other guy? Oh, Meta World. Remember he changed his name to Meta Peace?
Yeah,
or
Meta.
World?
Yep. He was the one that kind of instigated it. Then you had Steven Jackson.
Yeah.
He was all in on it, and yeah, it was
wow.
Anyway,
and he ran off the court.
Yeah. It was so.
Well,
I always remember he. I got teed up in a game one time, and he sat me for like a whole game straight.
Really?
After that, and then I always remember there was a game where
you got teed up, huh?
Yeah, I can get fired up.
Wow.
Get fired up.
I
Mad Zach.
Wow. Yeah, I've had a few tees in my day. A few tees.
And then there was one game we were playing, and the ref, he was getting on the ref, my coach, and the ref was like, "How about you come out here and ref?" or something like that. And he just laughed at him. He's like, "I've ref games that you haven't even dreamed of."
Right.
Because he ref the Jordan crossover game where he.
Oh, no.
That'd be a great guy to have on sometime. Yeah.
Wow, that should have been Jordan's final shot. He should have never went to the Wizards.
It should have been.
But, oh well.
Here's a question I was listening this morning. Who's at this point, who's the top Zag of all time? When you think of Gonzaga, what do you think of?
I was actually thinking about this last night when Suggs went down and hit that shot in like double overtime against UCLA 2 years ago in the Final Four.
Yep.
Suggs was a great player, but he was only with us
there for a year
or two.
Yeah.
And
but he still, if he would have stayed all 4 years, he would have been up there.
You almost got to say, because he stayed all the years, Timmy.
Yeah.
You got to give it to Timmy. He didn't leave early.
And Morrison are just in my mind.
Adam Morrison.
And Stockton, of course.
He's in a commercial. Do you see the new AT&T commercial?
I haven't seen it. I bet it's great.
He's sitting in the sand. Somebody picks him up, right? It's kind of great.
I think it's still, for me, it's still Morrison, but Timmy's close.
Timmy and Adam.
Timmy is a great Zag. I mean, he's the typical Zag.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, we've had some good ones over the years. Casey Calvary, the guy could jump out the gym.
Yeah,
he's still in town. He's in Spokane.
Yeah. We've had some great Zags. So
yeah.
We'll see. We got UCLA, like you said, coming up.
I'm excited about that game. UCLA's
we'll
good.
see. I mean, I've got them losing in my bracket. You got them winning. So I'm a little. I don't know.
I didn't take them past the UCLA game though.
Yeah. You have them going to the Elite Eight.
I have them getting beat by Houston.
It just feels like this is the year.
It's Houston.
This is the year if they're going to do something. I think they could do it because all these 1 seeds are losing. There's not really a dominant team. Mm-hmm. They might have a shot.
Well, let's talk about who's left and tell me who you like in each game.
Who's left in?
Yep. So Thursday's game, Michigan State and Kansas State.
Ooh, I like Michigan State.
They're turning it on.
I have them going there too in my bracket.
I base a lot of some of the teams that are in the dance on how they played against the Zags in the preseason, right? Before they get to league anyway, not preseason, and Zags beat Michigan State on the Carrier.
Game.
Remember they played outside. That was an awesome game.
It wasn't a great. None of the teams played well.
It was
because
cold.
because it was probably windy and cold.
Yeah, it was like 40, upper 40s, like a dip down. It was
Love
cold.
Tom Izzo team, so I'm going Michigan State. What do you think?
Michigan State. I like Michigan State. Kansas State, they have a new coach. Their coach retired after last year.
Yeah.
He's actually sitting on the set now.
Yeah, good for him. Probably much more peaceful.
I think with a rookie coach, you got to go with the veteran and Tom Izzo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yep, I got Michigan State.
Arkansas and UConn.
Ooh, I got it. I have UConn. Just not only because I have them going to the final, I have them going to the championship.
Okay.
So.
Were you even scared for UConn a little bit when St. Mary's had a 15-point lead in the first half?
Yeah, I was. But UConn's big, man. They're big.
Then UConn. I knew that it was going to. That was all St. Mary's could. They gave them everything they could handle.
They played well. I will give them St. Mary's that. They played pretty good.
Tell UConn. UConn's, the way they wore down St. Mary's, they are a good team.
They are. They're big.
And I think that they're gonna take Arkansas pretty handily.
I think they are too. Arkansas on. If the coach takes his shirt off, maybe there's a better chance. We'll see.
Yeah, you brought that up a few times. You were impressed by.
I was just picturing
shirtless
other coaches like Coach K or Izzo or Lou Olson.
Do you think
they ever take their shirts off? No.
When you see me walk on this set with blonde hair, are you gonna whip your shirt off and?
You think if I'm coaching my kid's soccer team next week, I'm gonna take my shirt off?
Oh yeah. If your kid scores is a hat trick in soccer too? I don't even know.
We can call it that.
I don't know. Maybe you soccer fans could help us out. We need help. And then we got Zags and the Bruins, UCLA.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna go with my heart. Obviously, I'm gonna pick against the Zags
I'm going
now.
Zags too. I have UConn or
do you really need that
UCLA
victory?
in my bracket?
Do you really need that victory?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I think I don't know. But let's go Gonzaga after how they looked last night.
The next game, you've been talking about these guys all year long, but Florida Atlantic.
Ever since we started the podcast, I've been, watch out for Florida. Watch out for FAU. They're going to be dangerous in the tourney.
Yeah, and you've been right so far.
They had a tough matchup against FDU yesterday, so we'll see how they do in the next.
Excuse me.
FDU.
Yeah.
FDA. Is that a loan?
Yeah.
No. That's FDA is a food department.
Yeah. And then they're playing Tennessee, who I really like. But Tennessee's always athletic.
Tennessee. I've got Tennessee in that one. I think FAU.
See, or is Florida Atlantic that team, that Cinderella? They get all the way.
This is their first tournament. This is the first ever tournament they've been in.
I can still remember the Zags '99, the Cinderella team. It was so awesome.
If I was old enough, I'd remember, but I'm not.
It's weird how you don't have any expectations, and they're going through, and you still take those losses so hard.
I know.
We lost Florida, who went on to win back-to-back national championships.
Yeah.
They're the only team to have done that in recent history that I could recall.
I remember that team.
And then Friday's game, San Diego State, who's always a good team in the tournament, and Alabama,
This is a tough one because I think San Diego State's playing pretty good, but I'm going Alabama for sure. Alabama is playing great.
Remember they had Tarkanian?
Is that
He used to coach the UNLV Running Rebels.
From Tarzan?
But he was coaching San Diego State not too long ago, and he passed away.
Oh, wow.
He's in his 80s. Miami and Houston. Houston's
you picked this one. You picked Miami though to go to the. I thought that was a good pick by you. I had them losing in the first round to Drake.
I liked Miami all year. They've playid really well there in the.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I like Miami in this one. I think it's not going to bode well for your bracket, but I think I like Miami. I mean, they look good, man. They look really good.
And then a team I've been talking about. I'm a big Ivy League fan. Princeton.
You have
Princeton.
Is that your alma mater?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's cool. Princeton, man. Who are they playing?
Princeton. Great. Why do we hear giggles from the
we never thought
cheap seats over there
in a more prestigious college than that.
Yeah. Well, Princeton. I like the Jersey area.
So who are they playing?
Creighton.
Princeton and Creighton.
It just even sounds sexy.
Is anyone going to watch that game?
I'm going to watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got Creighton in that one. I mean, it's over for Princeton.
Yeah, Princeton's done. They were hot this weekend. Next weekend, not so much.
They were.
And then Xavier and Texas.
Oh, Texas. I got Texas.
Texas, I was scared to pick them much further after losing their head coach. He really had them playing well. Remember, they took it to the Zags in it was a preseason game.
Yep.
Beat them by 20.
Yeah, I know. They crushed them. I know.
Wasn't even a game. But,
they've kind of cruised through the tournament.
Our guest brought up a good point today, Mark. He said that LMU forced the Zags to play.
Yeah.
And since their loss, they have really stepped it up.
Yeah, maybe if they win at all, they need to do something for LMU. They need to do something. Thank them. Yeah, or they need to do something for Mark.
The blonde hair's not looking too good for me right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a good look for you. I think you're going to meet the one.
So
I have it.
I helped my daughter pick her picks, and I picked Purdue for her too.
Yep.
And she called me. I think it was Saturday morning, or maybe it was Friday evening.
Did she leave the house?
Dad?
I'm just kidding.
Do you want to tell me what happened? And I'm like, what do you mean what happened? I didn't realize what she was calling her. Purdue. They lost. You told me to pick them. And I'm like, I'm really sorry.
They didn't look good at all. They just look bad.
She's like, I lost $20. I go, this is why I told you, don't ever bet.
Yeah.
It's not good.
They just look bad.
Bet.
The fact that my mom could get that game right, it just tells you everything you need to know about betting on sports.
Yeah. Did she, is she follow the NCAA or did she just randomly?
She just picked it randomly.
Picked it.
Felt it in her heart. Yeah.
Good. I love it. Is your mom winning the family? Do you have to paint your hair blonde? Did you have the same bet with your mom?
No. Different bet.
Okay.
Yeah, different bet. No.
Oh, really? You got to take her to dinner or something?
Yeah. She has to take me.
You're actually going to celebrate Mother's Day this year with her?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm going to call her actually once this year. I'm just kidding.
Fine. I'll celebrate Mother's Day if you win.
So it'll be a good weekend. We got a lot going on. It'll be super fun.
I can't wait.
Let us know about what your picks are, who you like so far. But let's talk. You got some other stuff here. Switch gears to the NFL before we bring on our guests.
Yeah.
Because we want to get to that. But we got free agency.
Free agency does this seem like more has been happening this year than ever?
Either that or I'm just more in tune with it.
I don't know.
I
think there's a lot of stuff going on. Adam Schefter.
Yeah.
Schefter. You made fun of me last week.
It's Schefter. Schefter.
But I've always called him Schefter.
I think that's what Aaron Rodgers wants to call him.
Yeah,
Schefter.
Lose my number. They still haven't announced that he's going to the Jets. What is going on?
I mean, what's with Rodgers coming out? And we need to have him on our podcast. He should have declared on our podcast where
instead of McAfee or whatever his name is. That guy.
Man.
Jeez, he was a kicker.
I'm just picturing him in his little darkness retreat, Yeah.
Did kicker count playing in the NFL?
What?
Being a kicker, does that count? Would you tell anybody? Yeah, I was in the NFL. Oh, I was a kicker.
I think I would, yeah. I think I would. I think it's pretty cool. Like my wife's brother's wife, her brother was Jason Hansen or something like that in the NFL, a kicker for the Lions for like 18 years. Yeah.
Well, this is probably a good time to talk about our sponsors real quick before we switch gears. Don't forget to check out all of our sponsors here on the screen and make sure that you're calling them up and using them.
Yeah, absolutely. We got some great sponsors.
Yeah. Who's your favorite? I'm just kidding.
Let's talk about the favorite then least favorite. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. We should talk about the one that you brought in. Is that your favorite? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. No, it wasn't a contest, you guys. Anyway.
I like, Hawks. You see they signed a safety?
Yes. From the Giants.
From the Giants.
Yeah.
So what'd you think about that?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like anything they're going to do to improve our defense. I'm all about. We also re-signed our defensive tackle. Oh, gosh, darn it. What's his name? He went and played for the Chiefs, and then he went with Green Bay last year.
Yep.
Now he's back with us.
Why are we blanking out on that? That's just such an easy name to remember.
It's
well, we're experts.
Jaron.
Jaron
or Jaron?
Jaron Reed.
Jaron Reed, yeah.
J-Ron.
Jay Reed. Jay Reed.
A lot of money invested in the safety position, though. I mean, you got Glass Adams.
They're not bringing Adams
Glass
back.
Adams. I think they're going to let him go. Yeah, and then you got Drew Lock getting re-signed.
Drew Lock.
Yeah, we got him locked
contract.
up. We got him locked up.
Got locked up. Nobody else can use that guy on the bench like us.
Oh man, we'll see where the chips fall here. Odell Beckham, do you think he's getting picked up?
Well, ESPN is picking him as he is one of the best free agents left. They're talking about him going to the Steelers this morning. Who's the guy that prayed when what's his name went down on set? Orlovsky. He said that Odell Beckham should go to the Steelers. So
be a good fit there. I mean, they've got a great team. I think they're going to be good.
They have a good team. They're just their weak point's their quarterback.
Yeah,
and then we signed one of their linebackers who apparently was a stud coming out of college. Tore his ACL. Hasn't been quite the same player.
Yep.
But we invested in him on either 1 or 2. I think it was a 1-year contract.
Yeah.
And so we have a linebacker to come in and fill in for Jordan.
Yep.
But doesn't look like Bobby Wagner, who's another stud free agent out there. Who do you think's gonna?
I mean, I keep hearing you. I think it was either the Hawks or there was another team that was interested in. They said he might go to, but they weren't really
the Cowboys.
A winning team. No, it was like the
well, no, Cowboys are not a winning
God,
team.
no, it was like it wasn't like a dominant team. It was,
oh no,
it was
that's where he wants
I can't
to
remember.
go.
It was like the Giants or something. I don't know.
I would love to have Bobby back.
Yeah,
I think we need a leader on the defense.
that'd be great.
Who's the leader?
That'd be great.
We lost your favorite linebacker, Cody.
Yeah, Cody.
Cody's off to the Commanders.
I mean, that's gonna be a huge loss. They got to fill that gap there. So
we
lost Travis Homer too. I mean, I don't know how we're gonna fill that void.
You hated Homer. I
mean, that's gonna significantly decrease the amount of fumble drills they do in practice.
Yeah,
they don't have to do that anymore. Yeah,
offensive linemen are happy,
but
they can't run.
We'll see what happens. I like what they're doing on the defensive end, though.
Here's a defensive end who's one of the most notable free agents left. I want to see if you can pronounce his name.
Calais Campbell.
No, this one right here.
Yannick Ngakoue.
Good job.
Hey, I know my stuff.
Yannick Ngakoue. See, this is why you're the insider.
Yeah,
you're the Steven. You're the Scheffner.
Stephen A. Smith. You were going to say Stephen A. Smith.
No, you're not dark enough.
That's blasphemy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Okay, so let's go down the list. So C.J. Gardner, cornerback for the Eagles, was a free agent. Gets signed by the Lions today.
Yep.
Bobby Wagner,
It's a good
Odell
pickup
Beckham.
for the Lions. They're signing people left and right.
Yannick
Ngakoue.
Good job. This is another one.
Rock Yasin.
Rock Yasin, cornerback from the Raiders, free agent. Dalton Risner, a guard. Broncos released him. Jadeveon Clowney. Did the Seahawks bring him back?
I don't know.
Did we bring back Jerron and
He's too
Jadeveon?
He's too dramatic. He's old. Get him out.
Yeah.
Go to the Cowboys. Retire. One game out of the playoffs.
We'd have some cool names on the defensive line. Who's their defensive end now? What's that guy's name? Number 10, who got all the sacks.
Oh gosh, I can't remember.
Oh, he's got a crazy name.
I'm just gonna say it right off the bat. Yeah.
So you bring in Jadeveon.
Boye Mafe. We have Mafe, who we drafted, and then we got whatever that guy's name is.
We could have Jerron and Jadeveon and
Kobe Bryant.
Michael Jackson. We got them all.
We got everybody. Yeah. We got all the characters.
Okay.
And Geno Smith. We got Geno Smith.
Geno.
Yeah. Anyway,
lock him down. Probably the best quarterback in our division.
Yeah. Or the world.
Or the world. Okay. Marcus Peters. I like Marcus Peters.
Is he old now, or is he? Yeah. Where is he going to go?
I don't know how old
he
is.
Too old? Yeah.
But he. I remember.
Another guy I used to hate playing against.
We went in and played the Ravens. Ravens came to Seattle. I was there. The Ravens beat us that game. I was so upset.
Gosh.
We needed that, and it was Russell Wilson's last year. He threw a pick right to Marcus Peters.
Well, now we know that's not uncommon of Russ.
So. Yeah, Russ throws a lot.
Yeah, he does throw a lot of picks.
And then Calais Campbell. So the Ravens are thinning out some of their team right now.
They're trying to make space for
that
Lamar,
big contract?
For Lamar, yeah, they're making space.
They can't. They already made him the...
Oh, yeah, that's right. They franchise tagged him. We'll see what happens.
They'll pay him next year.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just loafs so he can go to another team.
Maybe he takes a year off. Yeah, Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah. I think this is a good time to bring on our guest. And we want to bring in Mark Butera right to the set right now. Loyola Marymount.
There you go.
All right, here he is. Mark Butera, LMU fan. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Yeah, you're wearing the gear. I'm happy that you wore it. I can't wait for you to tell the story.
Who else is wearing LMU gear right now?
Yeah, well,
in the world?
In LA, quite a few.
So here I remember Loyola from being in high school when they had the guy that died on the court.
Yeah.
And then his buddy, Gimble.
That's right.
Bo Kimball.
That was Bo Kimball. I know that.
Well, so that's a good segue. The guy that died on the court is Hank Gathers. Hank Gathers led the NCAA in scoring and rebounding. The only other guy that could do that or has ever done that is Pistol Pete Maravich.
Wow.
And the reason that he was so prolific in scoring is they had what was called the system back then. And they would score. If you look up Gonzaga's best, highest scoring game, they scored like 126 points. They lost. They lost to Loyola. Loyola had a system. They out-conditioned the other teams. Long story short, Hank Gathers gets some kind of bizarre he gets like a cold or but somehow it inflames his chest cavity. And so they gave him drugs. It slowed him down. He wasn't scoring, and they slowly took him off. And during the WCC tournament, playing Portland, I believe, mid-court, down, dies on the court. Gosh. I was listening to this on my radio driving back to Loyola from where my parents used to live.
Man.
Dude, it just galvanized everything. But then we took that team without the highest scorer, rebounder, went all the way to the Elite Eight.
Wow.
We lost because we ran into an NBA team, UNLV, the aforementioned Jerry Tarkanian, and Larry Johnson, Stacey Ogman, Greg Anthony. There was a couple other. But they literally, it was Spencer. Anyway, it was an NBA team.
Grandmama, Larry Johnson.
That's right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that cemented my love of college basketball. Before then, I was like, it just talk about something.
Right.
And then Bo Kimball.
Bo Kimball
shot his first free throw left-handed. To always remember his friend, even in the NBA.
Wow.
Because Hank could not hit a free throw. He was, despite him leading the nation in scoring, he just
couldn't hit free throws.
No, he literally tried everything, including trying to shoot him left-handed. Just anything to try to improve it.
Man, that's amazing.
Because as you can imagine, he got on the line quite a bit. But
that is I always remember that story.
That's how I always remember Loyola. That's when they were on the map, and then since the Zags have had their run, obviously there has been nothing, but Mark, take a second.
Well, Loyola actually played the Zags in 2010 in the conference championship, and we blew it. They're literally, if you watch that, we doinked it, and we had it, and then we literally missed a layup, and Zags continued But this was just kind of one of those things that you just don't expect. It's a bucket list, so let's see. Got a lot of bucket lists, but I want to.
So did you
watch.
Go to Loyola?
Yeah.
You went there. Okay.
I
went
you're a
graduate.
I graduated from Lions all the way. But I'd love to watch my home team beat the Zags on their home court. And then storm the court. That's a bucket list. You just don't know if you're going to be able to do it.
Sure. You just had that on your mind?
Sure. And so I donate to the university a little bit, and so they've been good. And so I was fortunate enough to be part of their tip-off club. So I'm sitting behind the bench, behind the Loyola bench at the game, and I didn't expect that. First of all, I'm like, okay, this is incredible.
That is awesome.
And I was sitting there, and that was by the Loyola coaching staff behind the Loyola bench, and we're watching this game. And let's be honest, the Zags were not playing well earlier this season. They were
winning games by 1 point.
Yeah.
Over the WCC competition.
Yeah, we went to a Montana Zags game, University of Montana, and they almost lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were not playing Zag basketball, and I'm gonna credit Loyola for bringing them out of that, because that was a 76 game win streak.
76 game to recap.
They play them again and smacked them.
Oh, they smacked them bad.
So that woke them up a little bit.
But 76 home game winning streak, second longest in NCAA history.
Right.
And LMU
beats them, non-ranked.
So how did this come about?
So you're here.
So this is a bucket list thing for you, but how did it come about that game in the moment? You're behind the bench.
Well, every year this is a little known fact, but if you want to go to a Gonzaga game, don't go to Gonzaga. Go to the schools that visit, and they always assign tickets for alumni.
Ooh.
Just saying.
Good to know.
You heard it here first on the Section 325 podcast, everybody.
But I, of course, went to Loyola, and so every year I just call up the Alumni Association and say, hey, I live in Spokane for all intents and purposes. I want to go to this game. So I get my tickets, and then, of course, as a result, I lucked out and traded those in for front row with anyway. So I'm sitting there watching it. I'm not expecting this in any way, shape, or form. I've been disappointed so many times. And even the freaking Spokane Review calls us the lowly Lions. Like,
jeez, man,
it's awesome.
Wow.
Anyway,
I didn't know that. I ever thought I was the only one that called them that.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Hey, we beat St. Mary's this year. We beat BYU this year.
St. Mary's. That was huge because
for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
That got us the co-championship.
Yes,
of
because
the
Loyola
WCC.
took them down too.
It took the two major contenders out.
The team actually has. We've got a future. That's a long story.
So they're going to be good next year.
They are. We've got a very, very good high a recruit that has
Okay.
come in, which we don't almost never have.
Okay, cool.
That's awesome.
So
that's awesome.
anyway, we'll see.
So get to the what happened.
So anyways, the game is going. I'm sitting there. I'm freaking out. You know how it is. I mean, you're just like, I can't believe this. And I finally get a text from my friend Sally. And Sally says, "I'll give you $100 if you storm the court." And I'm like, "Well, I was
Man, what an amazing thing that Sally did. That is awesome.
And I'm like, because I was thinking
Did
of
she
doing
know
it
at this
anyway.
point that they were probably going to win? Was it
Oh
kinda
no,
towards the
we
end
were
of the
sure
game?
they were going to lose.
Okay.
And that's a shit. That was
she
an
said
easy.
that before the game.
Yeah, she said that. No, during the game while I was sitting there because if you're behind the bench, all of a sudden you're on TV all the time. So your phone if you trust me, the phone blows up. You're like,
don't
"Hey,
think
are
I'll
you
ever
on
know.
TV?" Yes, I'm
I don't
right
think
now.
I'll ever know.
Right.
I'll never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You'll see.
You guys won't know because you don't know.
Part of the
people.
coaching staff. Part of the coaching staff.
But so I'm sitting behind the bench. I'm getting all these people are seeing me, and my phone's blowing up. And Sally sends me, "I'll give you $100 if you storm the court if they win." This is like at halftime. I'm like, okay, they played a good half, but Zags are our second half team. They always are better in the second half. I mean, just look at the TCU and the Grand Canyon games.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
But long story short, they win. And I just before that, it was about 2 minutes, and I looked up at the guards, and they're standing there like this. I'm like, man, there's no way. There's no way they're going to let me in. But I'm like, I got to try. So they win. Timmy misses a shot. Loyola wins. I freak out. I jump over. And I swear, because I had the Loyola, I swear that
They thought you were a coach,
They
probably.
thought I was a coach. And so I run onto the court. There's a great video out there. My son edited it down.
We're going to show it.
That
We're going to
is
show it on the podcast.
and made a meme of it. And it's just, I mean, literally the players are like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
But they didn't care. I'm like, woo! I'm running and
I saw the
jumping.
video. You're
were you doing?
high-fiving
What were you
anybody
doing?
and
I didn't
everybody.
care. I was looking for anyone to
You
high
just running
five.
around?
I just ran
How many
around.
people can say that? You've been on the court.
I was
He
on
was
the court.
running
still on
around
the
in
court.
circles.
Yeah. I was, yeah.
He was running in
pretty much.
circles, just
You've got
high-fiving
two
anybody.
people on the podcast that have been on a court
I think
or a
I saw
field.
you slap one of the refs on the
And-
ass.
yeah, I
Paid him
did.
that $100.
Did you
really?
Yeah.
Well, and he gave me his number, so I have to call him later.
Yeah.
No,
Wow,
I gave a high.
what a
I gave a
great
high five to
event.
Kelly Leapepe of Loyola, and I remember he just going. Okay.
Who's that guy?
But they had
still
won.
got
They
the
were
high five.
excited. No, it was
That is
amazing.
crazy.
At any one point, were you nervous about being put in handcuffs and taken off the court?
No.
Did you just...
No, because thought doesn't. If I had thought about it, I wouldn't have done it.
Okay.
I really, truly. I mean, come on. Are they really going to do that?
Yeah.
I suppose they could have. Now I'm
is
really
awesome.
scared. Now I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have done that.
It'd be different if you were an
got a lot of
LMU and
Gonzaga
everybody stormed
security
on,
guards.
but
Well, which
you're the
happened at
only
St. Mary's.
fan in the whole crowd that ran the field.
I'm the only one. I may have been the only fan in the entire
Exactly.
crowd.
There's probably
No,
a little bit of sticker shock, too,
Yeah.
from everybody. They were just...
they were blown
Oh my
away.
gosh.
But no, I literally walked right past the guards who just, excuse me, and they let me roll through. I'm like, holy crap. And then I just
awesome.
kind of
Oh
go
my
crazy.
gosh.
and-
Sean,
that is
Cody
awesome.
could have used some advice from Mark on
He
going
should
out
have
the
talked to
field.
Mark before.
Just act confident, I guess. Act
Yeah.
like the coach. And I but then again, be jacked out of your mind.
You kind of
So
look like
if
you
your
look like
team
you could
just
be the
won.
coach. Though.
If
kinda
you
look like you could be the-
if you actually watched our show, Mark, you'd know that we had a guest on here who
You have a
jumped
show?
on.
I thought we were just talking.
He jumped onto the field at the Seahawk game and got arrested.
Oh!
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yep. He tried to act the part, but I think he had a couple drinks in him, so
Okay.
I don't think he could hide that much.
yeah.
But- And he was wearing a Russell Wilson jersey.
That
so
guy's
doesn't help.
that guy's my hero. Oh, was he? Okay. Good for him. Good for him.
He's all of our heroes.
That may
But
be the
anyway,
reason they got rid of Russell Wilson.
Maybe that one guy. It's like,
Crazy fans of his.
That's
Yeah,
right.
right.
But
That's awesome, man.
dude,
Wow,
thank
what a
you for
story.
sharing. I was
No,
excited to
it
have
was
you on
great.
talk about
Who
that.
do you think's going all the way?
Oh my gosh! In this tournament, it could be anyone. Think of just how many upsets you've had. If there is a year for Gonzaga to win,
I agree.
This was
Yeah,
the
does this-
opposite of what I'm thinking is what's happening right now.
this is what's.
I didn't think the Zags were going to be able to compete.
Yeah,
But they
then-
played their best basketball since Loyola beat them, and I always go down to Vegas to watch the tournament. It's the only time I
Yeah,
can
he
see
goes
my
every year.
Every year, and
WCC
they
tournament.
murdered St. Mary's.
Yeah. Oh man.
I mean, they
50.
murdered everybody, and all of a sudden, I'm like, they figured something out. They got the
something.
rotations. They
think
got
Anton-
Bolton is the guy that
Anton
is
Bolton and Anton are kind of
Bolton and Anton stepped up
they're
their
kind of X
games.
factors when they don't
Yeah.
play well. They kind of
Yeah, you need to extend that court.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, guys. When Timmy hit a 3 yesterday, I'm like, oh,
Well, that was right after the Anton.
Game's over.
That was right after the Anton.
Missing the dunk.
rim,
and then,
rim
It
rejection.
was
and then
because we
Timmy made
traded
up for
2
it.
points for 3 is what my mind went to. Hey, we
but
got
did you see him? He dunked the next 2 times.
He did.
Yeah.
He made up for it.
Okay.
He made up for it.
authority.
Yeah, and you could see you smiling.
You didn't
like,
teach him
it's
properly
good.
on the dunk, Sean.
Yeah.
Sean coached him when he was little. You didn't
When he
teach
was
him how to
little,
dunk.
I taught him all his moves.
There it is. There it is. He is from Spokane.
He is.
So,
He
yeah.
went to
I played
Bryan
there.
Elementary with my daughter.
Oh, really?
So I would go in and volunteer, and I would read and do math with them. I didn't really teach him any post moves. That's probably
That's
his
too
dad.
bad.
But
Yeah.
Played
I like to
basketball.
joke around when the guys and I are texting. I taught him that move.
Yeah,
you know?
there you go.
I played
You taught him.
basketball.
And he, you know how quiet
Played
he
basketball
seems
at
on the
CHS
court?
with
He
his brother.
does.
Okay, he was just like that as a kid. He
Really?
didn't say much. He would just think I was funny and he wouldn't even laugh. He would just smile.
He's got skills, man.
played
for a quiet
with
guy.
Yeah.
Played with his brother at CHS back in the day when
Yeah.
Anton was like this tall.
Really?
Back then.
How
Yes.
tall is Anton? He's like
He's probably
6'7".
6'7",
6'8".
6'6".
He's a big-
Yeah.
He
he's
was
a big boy.
He was coming out of high school. He was a projected NBA prospect, and then he didn't really find his.
I think he
uh,
just found it.
He didn't really
He might-
find
might
his
have.
game
He's
until
a-
now. He's not a great offensive player. Like he doesn't make shots.
The light
necessarily,
came
but-
on. There's a
But
huge
he's
difference.
an
but-
efficient player.
But if you listen to that team, they actually say besides
defender.
Timmy, he's kind of the heart of that
Yep.
team.
Yep.
And the Zags talk about that.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that
Absolutely.
may be the floor leader next year. And
Yeah.
he may not be the best high scorer, but
Yeah.
he's
So was
got a
that
lot
your
of heart.
way of getting out of not picking who you think might take the rest of the
No,
team?
I honestly don't know. I mean,
It's
this is
going to be up in the air.
I mean, it is.
Because who? Yeah.
I mean, you got to go with Houston or Alabama.
I like Houston. I'm going to go with Houston
And it's
now.
in Houston.
that
The
I lost
championship's in
Purdue.
Houston.
But of course, I'm rooting for the Zags.
Would you color your
Always.
hair blonde if you were going to lose?
Oh yeah, totally.
yeah, see? Yeah, I thought so.
Let's do
It
my
already
back
is
hair.
kind of blonde.
Yeah,
right?
your
Put my back hair blonde. That'd be awesome. I'll totally.
Yeah,
do
it
that.
matches our
totally
7-9
do that.
media guy, Aaron. You guys have the
There
same
we go.
haircut.
Boom. Let's do it, Aaron.
Hallelujah, there
We're
it is.
getting blonde. Yeah.
So you mentioned that your sons put together this video of you running onto the field, running in circles.
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about your boys, and I'd like you to introduce them as our next guests. But
Yes. No, absolutely. Actually, I didn't know I had boys. It was a college girl. No, it's done.
yeah, okay.
This is
Here we go.
Whoa.
Here we go. This is a different show now.
These are my 2 boys, Caden and Rylan. Ever since Caden was 10 years old, just pick up a camera and he films absolutely everything. That kid knew from that age, this is what I want to do. And his brother just kind of hero worship. And then Rylan's like, no, I'm going to take a different path. And then finally, at some point about year 2 in college, Rylan's like, no, actually, this is the right path. And so Rylan is the musician, Caden is the director, but both of them write together. And of course, I'm their dad, so I'm going to say. But I feel like I have lightning in a bottle. I think if you look at the quality of projects that these 2 guys create through Paradox Studios, and we have one that just came out. It's a spoof on John Wick. It's called John THICC. It's a fat guy that kills people with food. It's awesome. You'll see that was written and directed by the 2 of them, or written by the 2 of them, directed by Caden, and then Rylan wrote all of the music for the short, all of it.
Wow.
And so I feel like we just have this amazing group of this talent in North Idaho, and we're just trying to get it out there. So
That's amazing.
So Rylan, TCU graduate.
Oh, yeah.
What's been more fulfilling, watching these guys do what they do, or are you just taking it to your son in TCU yesterday?
Well,
representing as you turned into a Zags
here's
fan,
the thing.
obviously, right?
If you're into basketball and you live in this area, you're a Zags fan.
You're a Zags fan,
So
absolutely.
even though that Loyola, I always cheer for the Zags unless they're playing my Lions. It's the only time I don't cheer for them. So sorry, frogs. I mean, it was
that's
funny
a cool
though.
trade-off though. You have they never really coincide.
No.
a ton.
They-
right now at least. Right now.
It was weird. We were in Buffalo Wild Wings. It's full. The Zags cheer or make a point that you hear the restaurant. Yeah. TCU scores. You hear one guy in the corner. Yeah.
Hey, shut up! I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's right.
That was Rylan.
That was Ryan. Yeah. So anyway, it was pretty awesome. But
That's awesome.
just going back to them, they're into film to a degree that I never thought this was
That's amazing.
going to be my life or their life, and you never could. You
things
just
your
don't know.
kids do, it's
You just
awesome.
don't
Yeah.
know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
I felt like when I watched the John THICC,
Oh yeah.
I was like, that is your personality in that film. Totally.
Thank you. Except I'll take it except funnier.
except
better.
No, but I mean, it's like I could see where the boys got a little bit of that humor from you, and yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, thank you.
It was really awesome.
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that.
So, guys, thank you for joining.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you coming on and talk about Paradox Studios, but we're going to back it up for a second because I was able to be in one of your commercials one time.
That's right.
I had a great time.
Yeah.
They can find all of your material. Where's the best place for them to look for some of this stuff?
The best place to watch our videos that are out right now is my YouTube channel, which is just Caden Butera at youtube.com. But you can also go to our website, which is paradoxstudiosco, as in company.com.
Okay, cool. So we got that out of the way. So what is it that you just worked on this past summer? You got a big release coming out in the fall. So.
Yeah, that's right. To back up what you're saying, so I run a small local company called Paradox Studios with pretty much my whole family, with my dad who just left, and then my brother here and my mother. We're a family-run production company. And we just shot a sci-fi feature over the summer, which is the biggest thing that we'd ever done. It was terrifying and fun and stressful. Pretty much every adjective you can think of, it applied to the project.
And what's the name of the movie?
The movie is called Recollection. We're currently in post-production, so we're editing it right now. We're going to get it ready soon to pass it on for music, which Rylan will be doing the music for. But we shot it over 27 days in Coeur d'Alene and in Spokane and Sandpoint.
Okay, how stressful is this?
In a way,
being on a podcast.
Oh, this.
No.
You're
an
intimidating dude.
Enough,
It's you. It's just not comfortable to be with you.
Oh yeah, sorry guys. I'm trying to do my best here.
Intimidating.
No, but I mean, is there a lot of pressure? There's got to be putting together the finishing touches. It's hard enough to film a movie, right?
Yeah, I
can't even imagine organizing all that and doing that.
It's. I can't take all the credit. In fact, I won't even try to take a lot of it because the team around me, our production manager and our assistant directors, the people who make sure that people arrive when they're supposed to arrive, that stuff I don't have to deal with as much. I'm the guy who can come in and be like, that looks bad or that looks good. I'm the more the creative facilitator. So credit to everyone who works on our projects. But yeah, filmmaking is kind of like a torture that you decided to give yourself. And so the people who only really love it can do it, In a way, everything is like deciding that you want to do a podcast. You're like, is that going to be a lot of work? Yes. But is it going to be worth it? The answer is yes to both of those things. And you do it, But yeah, it can be scary having 50 people just standing around going, what do we do? And you don't even know, but you got to pretend like you do sometimes.
Yeah, sure. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, it can be.
That's what we're doing here on the podcast, guys.
Yeah.
We're just fake it till we make it.
Right.
That's why Zach had to leave. He can only fake it for so long.
Right. Yeah. And if you were talking sports right now, I wouldn't even be able to fake it. It'd be a train wreck. So I can't even pretend.
That's what we're excited about because we're not just a sports podcast. We want to talk about other things and bring things out to the light of just. It's exciting and what you guys are doing as local guys here in the community, and I had a great time filming the commercial. I've seen a lot of your work already, and so that's really exciting. So John THICC is a short that I was able to watch, and I think your dad said it was 6 minutes.
Yep.
It felt longer watching it. There was a lot happening.
Yeah, that's either a good thing or a bad thing.
No, that was a good thing. I actually felt like I watched
a whole
movie in 6 minutes.
Good. I'm glad. Part of that is, it's a parody of John Wick. So we tried to take all the main markers of the John Wick movie and just
Absolutely.
cram it into 6 minutes.
My favorite character was the dad of the kid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wait, did he see you leave? I was like, oh, here we go.
Yes, yeah. We had that actor is played by a local actor in Spokane named Kevin. Okay. And he is like a spitting image of the villain from John Wick. I'm like, how do we not make him this dude? Like, if you look up the scenes from the original character Vigo in John Wick, it's like same beard, same hair. We got the same suit for him.
Yeah,
it was really
awesome.
fun. Yeah,
I enjoyed it. Okay, so What do you guys have for future projects coming up? Because you guys are wrapping up the Recollection. That'll come out in the fall. Is that what I'm understanding?
We don't know entirely. I mean, part of the fun and the terror of being a super indie company is like you get to do whatever you want, but that also means that like we don't have the size team that like a Universal Studios has. So if we take a little longer to like make movies, essentially, something that maybe Warner Brothers could like push out in 3 months, we might have to take 8 months. So we're in post-production right now. We're planning to hopefully be able to release it sometime in the next half a year or
By
so.
the end of the year, yeah.
Yeah.
By the end of the year, okay.
But
That's
that
our
might
hope.
change. It might be faster. It might be longer. You never know for certain.
Tell some of our listeners who your actors were in the Recollection, because I saw some names.
We got some names. So we had I guess our biggest one, although they're all important, is actor Eric Roberts. You might know from The Dark Knight. He's an Oscar-nominated actor, actually, for Runaway Train back in the 80s. And, we got to work with him. He was
And his sister, she's kind of...
Yeah, his sister's Julia
actress,
Roberts.
right? Oh, Julia Roberts.
That's
Yeah,
right,
and
that's
his
right.
daughter is also
Emma Roberts.
Emma Roberts.
Yeah.
So the whole family of
Yeah.
talented actors.
Yeah.
And, he's the quirkiest, coolest dude ever. He's like...
He was really fun.
yeah,
he was.
he's-
I saw some side
Yeah.
stuff that was on Facebook. He looked like he was pretty cool guy.
Yeah, he's someone who just loves movie making, which is sounds obvious, but he's the guy who you hear stories about actors who like to, the moment that their scene is done, they hide in their trailer.
Yeah.
That guy never left set. He was
wow.
his scene is done. He's like, oh, I'm just gonna hang out.
Which was also scary a little bit. Yeah,
Sure.
at the time when like we're
Right.
doing so many things, and you asked if it was scary to make a movie. Like on our small budget, with like a lot of us wearing a lot of hats and doing a lot of roles.
Right.
There's just like Eric Roberts, just kind of like watching, like this legendary actor, and we're just like, oh man,
Right,
like
we're
I hope I don't
suddenly,
mess up and do something wrong. So.
Was he able to give you guys any feedback or tell you anything along the way?
Yeah.
Was,
I mean, he's been on like literally hundreds of sets. Like he
Yeah.
actually has the record for having one of the most because he just loves to work. And so he was able to give us lots of really nice compliments and basically he really enjoyed working with a group of people that all knew each other and were all personable because he goes on so many larger projects where everyone's just like there for the paycheck, et cetera, and he comes up here to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and he just kept telling us like, wow, the people here are so nice. He just kept telling us that over and over and over again, as if he was surprised,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot being in my business. People are moving here from California.
Yeah.
They say the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so the fact that, everyone wanted to like be personal with him and like talk to him instead of be like, all right, let's get you in the wardrobe and then screw off. It was like, why, hello, Mr. Eric Roberts. How are you today? Part of that was because we all wanted to hear what it was like working on Batman. But but it was all personal experiences that I'd like to think we gave everyone because that's what I think everyone deserves no matter what profession you're in. So
Sure.
but yeah, and he was. It was really interesting learning what his process is. Every actor has a different process. Some people like to rehearse the hell out of a scene before the beginning of it. Some people like to just jump in as free as can be. It was interesting seeing like what he likes to do. Does he like to rehearse with props or with no props? All the random stuff that you work with local actors and they have a process, and then you work with the real deal. Not saying that local actors aren't talented, but someone who's been in Hollywood for decades.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you go, okay, have I actually been learning the wrong way this whole time? And it was refreshing to hear, no, his process is very similar to every other actor, more or less, that I've worked with, or the good ones at least. And just a really stand-up guy.
Like me when I was in your commercial.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
probably one of the best you've ever worked.
I'll
I would
say.
imagine.
I mean, it goes you, Eric Roberts.
Thank you.
You
Guys heard it here
again.
first. Guys, if any commercials out there,
Yeah, honestly, you killed it. That was a fun commercial.
yeah, that was fun. That's fun.
Yeah.
Maybe we can put a link to that or something on here.
Sure, yeah.
So that people could see it, or they could see it on your Facebook page because
Yeah,
I found it.
that's
there.
right. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
somewhere there. on our
Paradox Studios. Go follow them on Facebook.
Yeah.
So future projects. Do you guys have anything in line?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, just the main project is the feature that we did over the summer.
Okay.
So that everything comes down to like how that project does for the projects afterwards.
Okay. Yeah,
I
that
mean,
makes sense.
we are releasing little shorts every once in a while. Take a break from the post-production process, like that John THICC short that we did. And we might be releasing a couple other little ones along the way.
You can talk about Dead Men.
But yeah, you want to go for it?
Yeah.
I don't know how.
I want to hear you.
Okay, all right. Well, we did film at about an 18-minute zombie western short film.
Okay.
Here again in Idaho, and we actually built a western town for it. This was about 2 years ago. Up at a friend's movie ranch they have up here, Jerry Bucksbaum. He's got
Mystery Ridge Movie
Mystery
Ranch.
Ridge
Shout out
Movie
to
Ranch.
them.
I've heard of this place. Yeah.
But yeah, we filmed a zombie western, which was incredibly exciting, and we're finally starting to finish it. And so we're in the very final stages. All the music's been written. We're just doing final VFX passes. And then hopefully, I don't want to put a hard deadline, but like maybe in a month or so, we'll release that one.
Or at least to festivals.
Yeah,
that's
and
the plan.
we're trying to throw it to some festivals. So
That is cool.
Which is exciting. It was a lot of fun.
It's got
Yeah.
horses and zombies and, all gunplay, all the things.
So
that
when you guys are
yeah.
creating these shorts, is this a way for you guys to get work? Is this kind of what you send out to maybe people who've written movies and they need this done?
Yeah, in theory. I mean, the best way to, as in how to get noticed, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people, and by no means have we made it yet at all, but a lot of people I hear when I bump into a fellow filmmaker on the street, they're always like waiting for someone to come to them. And, the age-old thing is like, don't wait, just make stuff.
Yeah.
And, you might go poor doing it. You have to be a little financially smart, but you just got to go out there and just start making what you want to make and hope that people
Yeah.
will come to you after the fact.
Well, I love
Yeah.
it. I love what you guys are doing. Obviously,
Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
I didn't know till I showed up to do this commercial, right? And your dad's like, "Hey, you guys had somebody back out." So I wasn't your first choice, which
Of
hurt my
course you
feelings.
were. Who said that?
But anyway, and I apologize for not being in your guys' movie this last year.
That would. Anytime you want to.
But I'd love to be
yeah.
in one in the future for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you for joining and coming on. And it was exciting to hear about what you guys are doing and to be able to do it together. I know with your mom and your dad, you said
Yeah.
we're in it. I'm sure that's really cool.
It is. Yeah. I mean,
And-
we can all talk to each other fully honestly, and that's a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah, right?
We can all drive each other crazy, but at the end of the day, we're each other's rock. You
Yeah.
can't always have that level of comfortability with your coworkers sometimes.
Yeah, Zach calls me his rock also here on the show. Zach, if you're still listening out there, I know I'm your rock. Thank you. But anyway, guys, we appreciate having you on, especially your dad too. And we want to have you on again.
Sure.
When you guys get your first Academy Award, don't forget.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget us little people
Right.
when you guys get that done.
Right, of course. Yeah.
But so when we close out the show, we always hit Tiger Woods on the head. So we need one of you guys to hit him on the head. We'll close the show.
Okay.
And we'll call it a show.
Who gets the honor? Would you like to hit
We
Tiger
can do
Woods?
it together.
Do it
That's a
together.
good
Here
idea.
we
We
go.
both gotta aim the same way,
Oh, yeah.
so we don't.
All right, you ready?
All right.
Oh, we're flicking them.
3, 2,
Whatever
1.
And there we go. That's the end of the show. We'll see you guys next week with Section 325 Podcast.